SEC lights up McCaslin Fieldhouse in Norman. And the first of back-to-back nights, finding the 5-1 Oklahoma Sooners coming off a thrilling 5-set win here over Florida State 2 nights ago. They'll be hosting the St. Mary's Gaels, who have 10 freshmen and 11 newcomers for first-year head coach Tyler Hildebrand. Great to be alongside Kelly Files once again. I'm Chad McKee. Firepower really shows up for this Oklahoma team. 4 different players have had at least 10 kills in a match already this season. But Kelly, how about the versatility of Aaron Mansfield's offense?
That's right, Chad. When you have returners and Camille Gibson, KJ Barnes, and All-American Alexis Shelton, you can expect the offense to be on point. But then you add transfer outside hitter Imani Bush that is playing 6 rotations for the Sooners, and freshman outside hitter Takoa Barnes, who has an amazing arm swing. The Sooners offense will give any team some problems. And it is led,
as you said, by Alexis Shelton, the returning All-SEC and All-American performer. And she's coming off a season-high 23 kills in that win over Florida State a couple of nights ago. How is she still the go-to player for this Sooner squad?
Well, Alexis Shelton is embracing the start of her senior season. Coach Mansfield continues to be impressed on how she continues to improve her game every year. She is such a dynamic player, and OU is using her as a 6th rotation outside. Look for her to put up some big points tonight.
And for the Gaels, Genevieve Bain is a returning first-team All-West Coast Conference performer. And with all of the newness on the roster and with the coaching staff, how vital is her role?
Yeah, Coach Hildebrand says that she is a hard worker and has been ready to improve her game daily since he took over the program. She has the most experience, and look for her to be St. Mary's go-to player tonight.
She will be in the starting lineup, of course, for this St. Mary's team, but so much newness on the roster. First-year head coach Tyler Hildebrand kind of restarting things. They're playing their first 13 matches on the road. They're going to travel over 12,000 miles before they play their first home match, but that's not such a bad thing sometimes because you're isolated, you're on the road, you're getting to know each other. And at this stage, how's he trying to kind of maneuver this young team through this time?
Well, they're trying to find their identity, and that's what this preseason is all about. So to have that ability to stay together, and not to mention they're playing back-to-back games here in Norman, is going to be huge for them to gel and find their identity. That's going to be the goal for the weekend.
Sooners headed by 3rd-year head coach Aaron Mansfield, coming off their first NCAA tournament appearance since 2019 and their first win since 2013. It certainly feels like they've just rolled that momentum into 2025.
Absolutely. In his 3rd season now, he's finding that momentum just like you talked about, and it all just continues to add on. And he has existing players adding a few here and there, and we're seeing it already in this preseason for the Sooners.
The 2 head coaches played against each other in college. The staffs are very close. We'll highlight more of that as we get into it, but we're ready to go on a Friday night at historic McCaslin Fieldhouse in Norman. Ivana Lazovic, the freshman from Serbia, leads this team with 127 assists. And that is a service error to start things for the Gaels. They've been very aggressive and a little bit of a roller coaster ride on the service line this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And look for that to kind of tighten up here. But again, they're on the road. New gym, new floor.
Imani Bush puts it in the air for the Sooners. And a quick touch inside that went to Kealoha. And early, the Sooners show you they've got firepower everywhere. And Takoa Barnes, Aaron Mansfield said she's 1 match away from a huge breakout. Maybe it happens tonight.
Maybe it happens tonight. But look at that out-of-system ball from Imani Bush. They put it high inside. That's what the Sooner offense, that's what they try to do, and they've been training over the years.
They go away from Kealoha this time. That was Bain. The Oklahoma block is there with Shelton. It's the triple block, and it is down 2-1 Sooners.
And Bain with the recycle, right? She touches it against the block. Shelton had it, gets another opportunity, recycle it, get another good look at it, and then she goes for it. Catches the block off the net.
So Natalie Pete rotates in to serve. She's a redshirt sophomore. Had an 8-ace match last year against Cal State Fullerton back in September, a program record. So she's good back on the service line. She targets Bush. There's Shelton's first swing, and it's long. We're tied at 2.
Just long, and you can see Pete with that from the service line, just putting pressure right away, targeting Imani Bush.
She'll see some time as well at the defensive specialist spot tonight. Well, Natalie Pete was second on the team in digs last year, and there's the second service ace against St. Mary's so far tonight. And Oklahoma rotates Camille Gibson in on that front line. So imposing up there when you've got Kelly Jo Burgess with Shelton and Camille Gibson. And watch this serve of Takoa Barnes. She didn't even try it until August the 3rd. And I built it up too much. That's the announcer jinx. Was not her fault, Kelly. That was on me.
That's on us. But, I mean, she does have just a phenomenal jump serve. Top spin jump serve. Coach Mansfield told us this morning, like, hey, we just had her try it when she got here in August. And, man, it is a weapon for sure.
Elena Pearson puts it in the air there. A little out of system there, but well played by Bush to get it over. This touch across from Maya Allen, one of those freshmen. And that swing to the back and long from Camille Gibson. 4-3, first lead for St. Mary's tonight.
And that was a good pass by Imani Bush. You can already tell the Gaels are targeting Imani Bush in the back row for the passing, but it was actually a good pass, and I think it was just miscommunication on the offense.
Elena Pearson back there on the service line. She's from Overland Park, Kansas, a double transfer. And the Sooners get the side out as they go right back to Camille Gibson, who has her first kill.
And just a nice high hit off the block, pushing it deep. You can see right here. Look, that's a pretty good pass from Bush.
Oklahoma's youth is at the setter position, Avea Mega, but she has been very good. Here's Harper Hall, also a setter. 6'2" system for Aaron Mansfield and the Sooners, but Hall has experience at UC Santa Barbara. A little bit of a joust there, kind of overpass, but not a problem. Shelton just rises up and plucks it down and hammers home another kill. 5-4 Sooners.
I really like how Harper Hall saved that ball. She just put it up nice and high for Alexis Shelton to do her job. It was an out of system ball that Hall turned a lot in system, so pretty good set.
And here is Harper Hall out of Highland Park, Texas, so transferring a little closer to home here at Oklahoma. Big rip and in by Maya Allen. She leads all freshmen in kills on this St. Mary's team. 2 tonight and 29 on the year.
And Chad, that's a tough ball to hit because Lazovic put that ball so high. This set was so high, and Allen had to really take her time and wait.
They target Shelton with the Bain serve. Gibson is blocked up top. It's Tessa Scouten leading the charge for St. Mary's.
Scouten and Lazovic put up a huge block against Camille Gibson. We'll get another good look at it here. A little bit out of system, right? Put it high.
Track it down that time by Harper Hall, and Oklahoma got a little bit lucky in putting that one down. We're tied at 6.
Yeah. Gibson taking her time, just using that block.
Gibson she doesn't get rattled.
Yeah, and the timing of St. Mary's block is a little early. They were on their way down.
So here's Shelton now back to the service line. It's 6 apiece in this opening set. Taken by Pete, fairly clean pass, and this is tipped across and out, but it went off the Oklahoma block as it went off of Bush and wide, and the Gaels get the serve back in a 7-6 lead.
Yeah, just a good heads-up play by Scouten. Recognized that set was a little tight, and just using that block, driving it out of bounds.
Scouten a lot more playing time already this year as opposed to last year when she was a freshman. And there's the third serving ace for the Gaels. Maya Allen hits that into the net.
And when you look at that, the third error right from the service line, you take that away from, that's 3 points.
In to serve is senior Sydney Thompson from Tulsa, Washington High School. And a good serve. That swing hit the antenna out of bounds from Clarissa Klein. And so Sydney Thompson, Oklahoma, over the years has gone on some very good service runs with her back on the line.
Yeah, we definitely see it. You can see right here, it's just going to hit the antenna. Set was a little wide. And you see the Sooner triple block there. We'll see more of that for sure tonight.
Tough passing right there. That was a really good set just to keep it going. This one's going to come to Bush. Rips it across, and it's dug out by Allen. Back row tip across by Bain. Chased down and played over by Harper. From Takoa Barnes.
Great heads-up play by Takoa Barnes, the freshman for OU. Sees the overpass up and block it. Check it out here. Mega just kind of puts it a little aggressively over. Oh, sorry, that was Harper Hall. Puts the ball over the net.
Thompson, another serve, just continues to target Allen back there. Shelton digs this on the back row. Off the block, it is down, and another kill for Takoa Barnes, who's having a good opening set.
Yes, she is. Good transition for her. She's 5'10", Chad. She's got to get off the net fast, be ready to go. And Harper Hall delivers a nice ball to the outside.
So this is 4 straight points won on Thompson's serve, and then that one into the net. Announcer Jenks number 2 on the night. And they rotate Thompson out. Back in comes Deani Frega. And back to the line for the Gaels is Abby Castellan, 4th year in the program. Fully in the rotation for about 3 years now. One of the holdovers with the staff change. Shelton rises high and pounds one down. 11-8 Sooners.
And what a beautiful pass by Frega for the Sooners, putting that ball right on the money. It all starts with the pass, and you can see Hall in system, back row attack to Alexis Shelton. That's why she plays all the way around, using her as an offensive weapon on the back row.
Here's Avea Mega, the freshman from Hamilton, Ontario, back to serve for the Sooners. Overpass, and in the net, I believe, was the call. Yes, it was.
She's
We're going to review that. He called a back row attack.
He thought it was, but she's front row, so we're going to have a reserve. Yeah.
And our referees.
Because she can't legally attack it.
That was Luis Martinez who called it, the referee up top, and then Mike O'Connor, the referee down, said no, it was clean. So just a reserve here, 12-8 Oklahoma, and an ace. Miscommunication on the back row, and pumped in there by Mega, Oklahoma's first ace.
Yeah, and you called it, just miscommunication for sure.
So Oklahoma's won 6 of the last 7 points, and Tyler Hildebrand takes a timeout for St. Mary's. Oklahoma starting to pull away. Sydney Thompson's service run. It has continued with Mega on the line, and the Gaels looking for some answers early. We're all in this opening set. Welcome back to McCaslin Fieldhouse in Norman. Alongside Kelly Files, I'm Chad McKee. Timeout here for St. Mary's. They're trying to adjust to Oklahoma's tempo right now because it feels like the Sooners' pace is getting to the Gaels just a little bit.
And I really think it's starting from the service line. OU is really putting the pressure on St. Mary's from the service line, and you can see that the serve receive for them, and so Coach Hildebrand just wants to slow it down right here.
Another serve here from Mega. In system, big back row swing, but long. And Oklahoma has won 4 points in a row. Bain was a little long flying in from the back row that time.
Again, they're trying to find their rhythm offensively.
Avea Mega, 17 years old, but going on 35. Said Coach Aaron Mansfield, just a super mature player, already a leader, and not even 18 years old. Nice dig that time by Lazovic to keep it going for St. Mary's. Bush tips it across, and a soaring save by Pearson, and that one is down. Just an opportunistic spot back there in the back right corner.
What an amazing dig by Elena Pearson, the transfer for St. Mary's. Phenomenal dig. Look at that one-arm dig with her left arm, and then just a heads-up play by Lazovic, putting that deep corner. Good side out.
That ends a string of 4 straight points by the Sooners, who lead 13-9. They target Bush with this one. Frega plays it forward and tipped through the triple block by Barnes.
I mean, Chad, that ball is so hard to set, and Frega puts it right on the money. Maybe a little tight, but heads-up play by Takoa Barnes to just tip that ball and put it over, push it through the block.
Deani Frega, the Fresno State transfer, the starting libero for the Sooners. Just an excellent set, as you highlighted there. Sooners get a piece of that swing by Klein. That hit the antenna, so it'll be side out for St. Mary's.
And what about that pass by St. Mary's, Maya Allen, putting that ball right on the money for Lazovic to do the back set to Klein.
Natalie Pete back in there. Gaels could use a service run here from one of their better servers. Target push. Shelton a big swing. Overpassed and then down, and it is Bain who finishes that one off. But a great play back there by Pearson to handle the swing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then good recognition by Bain. That ball was going over the net. So take a good swing at it. But wonderful dig.
2 in a row for the Gaels. And Pete with another serve. 14-11 Oklahoma in this opening set. In comes Mega to set Shelton off the block, and wide it goes. Alexis Shelton getting into a bit of a rhythm here. That's her 3rd kill.
And that ball, the out-of-system ball, they put really high, and you can see St. Mary's right now struggling with the timing of the block. So they're on their way down when Shelton actually makes contact with the ball.
Here's Dakota Barnes, 11 aces. Just a rocket, and that was pounded down by Burgess. I mean, what do you do with that serve?
Yeah, I mean, and that's all coming from the serve, 100%. But credit to KJ Barnes, or KJ, being ready at the net for that overpass, put that ball away.
So Dakota Barnes. And that's a couple of errors into the net. Only been doing this for a little over a month. And Erin Mansfield said we knew how live her arm was and thought when we get her to the gym, let's see if we can get her with a big topspin serve. It's worked well, but it's not perfect.
Yeah, but for instance, on the stat sheet that we'll get, Chad, right? Her ace that she served and KJ Burgess put it straight down, she doesn't get credit for the ace. But, I mean, that's
essentially
correct, but she's not going to get. So sometimes the stats kind of lie in that fact of ace to error ratio, because we just don't show it on here.
Harper Hall's serve clips the tape, played by Pete. Bain through the Sooner block, and a good dig by Frega. Other side, Gibson drills one.
And this is what makes the Sooners so hard to defend. If the pass is there, or the dig, there is 4 options at all times. And then you add the setter from the back row as the 5th option to score.
Lethal.
Lethal, and it's really hard to set up a block, especially a double block.
Allen gets blocked. The Sooner triple block there with Patterson right in the middle of it. Bush fires, and what a dig by Pearson just to get it, and it works out for the Gaels. But that's created by the defense of Elena Pearson.
Absolutely. And then credit to Scouten, up and ready to send that ball over the net. Smart. We'll get another good look at it. Look at this dig. Bush just thumps it, and then heads up play by Scouten.
Bain serves. Patterson swings, and another good dig out by Pearson. This is Allen, and long. Was there a touch?
Looks like we're going to get a touch.
So the ruling is there was a touch. We'll see if the Sooners challenge. Erin Mansfield looks as though he's going to. He's brought the green challenge card out. He says there was no touch, and we'll see if he was correct. But again, the original call was there was a touch.
Let's get a look right now at it. What did you think, Chad, watching it live?
I thought it was over the top of the block. I thought it cleared.
Oklahoma is challenging that the ball was not touched. The original call was touched.
That's the voice of Mike O'Connor, who will now. It's moving at such a fast pace. And you can see the Sooner triple block immediately. They signaled, nope, I didn't touch it. Of course, I would too. There's Erin Mansfield. We talked to him about that Florida State match. He said, I've never coached a match like that. So we get a look one more time. Maybe a little slower here. That looks like it's over the top of the fingers to me.
I mean, but look at that block. It's an amazing triple block. Look at those hands over the net, pressing.
You've got 3 players there that all can touch 10.5 feet.
Yeah. I mean, that is really hard to hit against and score. And so Maya Allen is doing the right thing, going high. I mean, that's what you need to do in that situation, is going for hands. You just don't see it.
As always, the most important thing to remember is there has to be indisputable evidence to overturn this call. Did you see anything that says absolutely that was not a touch?
Usually when we're looking at replays and you're looking at the block, you're going to look for fingers moving right back. And I didn't see that at all.
They got it up on the big board here at McCaslin Fieldhouse. And from the back view, it does not look like there was a touch.
It's right over Gibson's right hand, it looks like. Getting a good look at this.
Hawkeye. I don't see it. And the other thing, I don't see the spin of the ball being altered, which would also indicate a touch. And
Call on the floor is going to be overturned. There was no touch. Ball out. Oklahoma will retain their challenge.
so the call has been overturned. Aaron Mansfield gets to keep his challenge, one of his 2 challenges. 19-14 Oklahoma. So both teams had a little chance to reset there also.
Yeah. You would be looking for that finger going back. I think they got it right. Good challenge.
That look right there is the best one, and it looks pretty clear. So 1913 Sooners. And on the service line is Whitney Wallace this time. This one dropped over, but into the lap of Gibson. And at the net, the Sooners were in the net, as I think Kennedy Patterson may have gotten into the net.
Well, it was actually Harper Hall.
Okay.
She was trying to set Kennedy Patterson, and it was a risky set for sure. She tried it. She tried to go for it.
And that's the kind of the difference between these 2 setters for Oklahoma. Harper Hall's a little more of a gunslinger, and Avea Mega is perhaps more by the book.
And also, Kennedy Patterson was calling for it. She was up and ready.
Right there to take that one is Hall. Bush blocked, but down on the St. Mary's side.
Yeah,
so the Sooners get it.
Bush just using that power and just pushing it through the block and down.
Imani Bush transferred after 4 years at the University of Washington. What a get. Aaron Mansfield says she's a next level transfer recruit for this program to be able to get.
And you can see in that replay, St. Mary's triple blocking her.
She was 2nd team All Big Ten last year. Look at that confident dump there from Lazovic.
Absolutely. Find a way to help your team. Find a way to score as a setter. Smart play by her.
Lazovic, very good, said Tyler Hildebrand, but it's just all new. New system, new style. She's from Serbia. She played in the Junior Worlds, though. And so the talent level is very high. And that serve goes long. Gaels hurt themselves from the service line here in this opening set, unable to find any real rhythm. So 21-15 Sooners, and Avea Mega back to serve it. She got to come in January and work with the Oklahoma setters. Coach Brian Thornton was a real assistance for the Sooners. Blocked by Barnes, but wide, and there was not a touch on the backside. So the side out goes to the Gaels, but solid play there by Takoa Barnes.
Yeah, just a great swing by Kealoha on the slide for St. Mary's.
Lazovic back to the service line. Mega sets Barnes, and it goes off the hand of Kealoha and down. Side out Sooners.
And Takoa Barnes just, I talked about it at the open, that arm swing. So fast, so strong, powers through that block.
Balls, they are heavy. She's got 3 kills, beg your pardon, 5 kills in this opening set. Good serve back there by Bush. Was chased down by Pearson. Bain, and nobody was in the net. The ball was. Barnes whips it across. Dug out by Allen. Bain tried to tip over the block this time, but Bush there. Here's Shelton tipping right into the block, and out of bounds it goes. Point Sooners. It's not all power for Alexis Shelton. She's crafty as well.
No, you have to be able to mix it up to play at a high level, because you're usually going to go up against a double block, triple block. You have to be crafty.
Alexis Shelton in this opening set, just typical. 4 kills on 7 targets.
Yeah, just smart. Using that block, drive it out of bounds.
A little finger whack there. But we were talking with Aaron Mansfield about the Florida State victory. He said, I've never coached a match like that. They were up 2-0. I mean, they just ran through the first 2 sets. And then they were down 17-2 at one point in the 4th set. He said, I've never coached a match where I'm down 17-2. Well, just a great start. And then they found it in set number 5.
Yeah, 100%. Florida State really was putting the pressure on sets 3. They started playing their game 3 and 4, really putting the pressure on OU. OU kind of was trying to find their rhythm, but the resiliency of the Sooners in that 5th set to come out swinging in that 5th set, regrouped, right? Started over in that 5th set. Florida State didn't go away in that 5th set either. I mean, to win.
It was side out after side out, one and then the other. And Aaron Mansfield, he uses the term goldfish mentality. You gotta put it past you. And he said there's no magic speech that a coach can give. Players have to take ownership of it, and they did. And he said, oh yeah, and Alexis Shelton is Alexis Shelton.
Yeah,
and she really started to dominate to start that set.
Yeah, 23 kills, 267. I mean, just phenomenal. But it was really neat to see kind of their backs against the wall, you know, at home, their first home opener, but the resiliency of this group to fight back and power through was impressive.
So Tyler Hildebrand taking his 2nd timeout to try to stem the tide. And back on the service line, Imani Bush. And the error. So the timeout ices the server. That is many times the case in collegiate volleyball.
Absolutely.
And back to the line now is Natalie Pete once again. Neither team with a service ace yet. Gaels have 5 errors. Sooners insistent. Boy, that was a difficult set, but super well done as Mega came up and put it right on target for Shelton.
And that sharp angle for Alexis Shelton, she's got that dialed in. It is so hard to defend.
Set point Sooners as the crowd rising to their feet at McCaslin Fieldhouse, and the big top spin jump serve coming up here from Tacoa Barnes. The Sooners were. Oklahoma a little too eager, cheating up toward the tape and a side out.
And it really goes down to Lazovic. She created that play for St. Mary's because she went for it to set, and the Sooners were blocking, so that's illegal.
So here is Elena Pearson. Still set point. Mega set. Shelton dug out by Lazovic. And the swing for Allen rips it down the line. Back-to-back points for St. Mary's to stay in it. You can see why Allen is going to be a big part of things, and Lazovic has been very solid.
Yeah, not dig by Lazovic, but then out-of-system ball by Pearson, and then Allen going down the line. Crafty. 3rd
set point. Shelton with the set for Gibson. And another dig by Pete. There's Allen, and it is off the Sooners and out of bounds. There was a touch.
That set by Lazovic was so impressive, Chad. She was almost off the court, and then she pushed it all the way across court. Phenomenal. So
the Gaels have been able to stave off 4 Oklahoma set points now to get it to 24-20, and Aaron Mansfield and the Sooners take a timeout. St. Mary's, this is a resilient young team. 10 true or redshirt freshmen on the roster. They are one of 4 teams nationally with at least 7 true freshmen, but they don't have 7, they have 10 true freshmen. It's a rebuilding effort. We talked with Aaron Mansfield about Tyler Hildebrand because, as we said, they played together, and he said, I just remember playing against him, and Tyler Hildebrand was such a high-level setter. He said if he ever gets a coaching job, the way that he thinks will be good to lead a program, and that's what's happening now at St. Mary's.
Yeah, it was really neat talking to both coaches this week, and they have such high praise for each other. And actually, I think they probably do some very similar things in their coaching style.
Played against each other, which was also fun to talk about. Tyler Hildebrand at Long Beach State. And Aaron Mansfield during his playing days at UCSB. It's West Coast. And here's the exchange. And right in the middle between the two head coaches is Brian Thornton, assistant coach. And he and Tyler Hildebrand are very, very close. This was pre-match tonight. Still set point for the Sooners. Great serve and an ace for Elena Pearson. And the set stays alive.
I tell you what, I was impressed with Elena Pearson before. I am still impressed with her game. What a huge get for Tyler Hildebrand for this program.
Double transfer from Missouri and Texas A&M. Still set point for the Sooners. Gibson rifles one down and finally closes it out. 25-21 Oklahoma. But St. Mary's was able to fight off 5 set points before the Sooners finish it.
Absolutely. Can St. Mary's use that same momentum and take it into the next set? But what about that kill by Gibson going deep?
Oklahoma with a 1-0 lead. Set number 2 coming up from McCaslin Fieldhouse on SEC Network. Getting into the spirit of things at McCaslin Fieldhouse. That's got a little bit of everything. Got your refreshments taken care of.
Let's go.
The chain, and we've got a baseball type hat as well. Yeah, doing it. Aaron Mansfield said, our team kills balls. They terminate plays, and 16 kills out of 25 points won in the opening set, Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, firepower offensively. Interesting stat, I see both teams only 1 block each. And so look for the defensive side of each team's game to kind of pick up.
And how about the opening set for Tacoa Barnes? I mean, 5 kills on 6 targets, 3 digs. She had an assist. She had really what should have been an ace.
An ace, correct. And 5 kills, hitting over 800. That's super impressive for a freshman.
Tacoa Barnes. Mom Kathy was a collegiate volleyball player at Fish University. She's out of Boynton Beach, Florida. Really good get for Aaron Mansfield and the Sooners. Live arm. And it was on display in the opening set. Oklahoma with the first serve. Avea Mega is back to put this one in the air. They set in the middle for Kealoha. And the swing is down from Clarissa Klein, redshirt junior out of Sherwood, Oregon. She was honorable mention all conference last season.
But also an impressive set by Lazovic. She was setting to her side. It was a side set. She was facing the net. Right to Klein.
6 assists for Lazovic now. Natalie Pete in to serve it for the Gaels. Bush handles it for the Sooners. Barnes drills another one.
What a beautiful set by Mega. In-system ball. She was way off the net and got that ball over to the outside for Tacoa Barnes, getting her 6th kill. Watch this set. In-system ball, and that's what getting Mega here in the spring to work with the systems, offensive systems. With Coach Thornton was huge for the Sooners.
And Imani Bush ace makes it 2-1 Sooners. That is ace number 12 this year for Bush. She is tied for the Sooner team lead with Tacoa Barnes. This time handled by Pete. Pearson with the set, tipped across by Allen. Here's Shelton. Excellent dig again by Pearson. Burgess with the swing, and there's Pearson one more time. Well, Bain, a good job to handle that one off the tape and down. What resilience by the Gaels.
And I tell you what, Elena Pearson for the Gaels, keeping that ball alive, so huge. Great out of system ball against a triple block, and Allen goes down the line.
Now, Allen leads St. Mary's with 4 kills now. Shelton. That one punched back across by Pete. Right back to Shelton. Off the block. Pearson diving to save it. Bain. Frege got to it. Shelton a third time. Burgess stuffs that attempt. This will come to Shelton again. Scouten punched it over. What a point. And that time Burgess just too strong.
Aaron Mansfield said about that Florida State game, because Florida State started playing, right? And they started creating those long rallies, and the Sooners were kind of caught off guard by that. And he said, we have to be better in the long rallies, and that's our longest rally that we've had tonight, and the Sooners coming up huge.
And all you can do is applaud if you're Tyler Hildebrand. This team,
oh, absolutely.
They did all they could.
And playing huge defense, and that's starting with Elena Pearson.
Serve taken by Pete. Allen off the block. But nope, there was no touch. Beg your pardon, just wide. And 4-2 now Oklahoma with the side out.
Yeah, that's hard for any hitter when you're up against a double block, triple block sometimes from the Sooners. Definitely makes you think as a hitter.
Tacoa Barnes with another serve. And that's 3 service errors, a little low and into the tape. The timing on the toss and leaping into it, there's a lot that goes into that serve.
Yeah, absolutely. It is not easy. You toss that ball so high, and for it to be effective, you got to hit it hard.
Gibson cross court. Beautiful angle that time by Camille Gibson.
Yeah, exactly, Chad. That angle is so hard to defend. It's like threading the needle over there.
And that's the thing about these Oklahoma pins. They can swing from the left side or the right side. They can go down the line. They can cut angles like that. They are just so versatile.
And so versatile offensively, but then they're also versatile defensively for the blocking.
Served by Harper Hall. The dump down caught the Sooners napping at the net, did Lazovic.
Yeah, and that's just as simple as recognizing when Lazovic is live on the net. Just smart play. She's such a seasoned player, even though she's a freshman, but all of her experience back home in Serbia.
Played across by Gibson. Pearson got there again. That's off the Sooner block and down. Clarissa Klein gets credit for it.
And I'm telling you what, Elena Pearson is all over the court. Coach Hildebrand told us in our call that he noticed with her passing was phenomenal. And then saw her play defense and has just been so impressed with her lateral movement on the court. And we're seeing it tonight. Chad, she has 10 digs already. We're in the start of the second set. I mean, that's phenomenal numbers. And what about that block by St. Mary's to finish? Call it, force a timeout by OU.
6-5 Gaels. Timeout taken by the Sooners. Oklahoma leads 1-0 here in Norman. St. Mary's in set number 2. Gaels will travel over 12,000 miles before they play their first home match against San Diego on October the 2nd in Moraga for the first time. But that has built camaraderie and team chemistry with first-year head coach Tyler Hildebrand. Gibson tips it off the block. Nicely saved back there by Maya Allen. Bush got to that one to save it for the Sooners and pounded home, but long by Scouten.
That's a tough ball, and I think it was just out. It was close, but I think they got the right call. Coach Hildebrand was like, that was in, that was in. I think it was just out, but good scramble play. by both sides of the net.
Big jump serve there by Shelton. That was a nice set, but the swing is a little bit wide by Clarissa Klein.
Yeah, the pass was just a little too tight. But like you said, good save by Lazovic.
Lazovic has been excellent so far for St. Mary's. Here's Shelton with another Sooner serve. Bain is blocked, but right on target was Pearson. She was on the floor and saved that one. Diving in to take it is Hall for the Sooners. Bush trying to tip it across. Pumped up there by Klein, and that swing is drilled down. And Maya Allen and Bain have really been active. Maya Allen gets that one.
Yeah, just, and honestly, she's placing the ball just good. Heads up, smart play by Maya Allen. Let's another look at it. That one arm save by Klein. And just Lazovic sending it to the back row, right? Back right corner.
5 kills for Maya Allen tonight. Abby Castellan in to do the serving out of Modesto, California. Bush takes a swing, and Castellan is able to play it back across. This time it comes wide. Gibson gets blocked. Sooners play it over, but it is out. And that was Kealoha and Klein on the St. Mary's block.
Yeah, they thought that ball was down, and Klein and Kealoha turned away from the net. The ball, Sooners kept that ball alive, but ball went out of bounds. That's the difference so far, I think, in this set, Chad, is the defense by St. Mary's at the net.
That was whipped home by Kennedy Patterson, and now we'll see if the Sooners start to get their middles involved a little bit. They haven't been too much involved.
Right, and I think that will open up the pens a little bit. Getting Kennedy Patterson going is going to be so important for the Sooners, and you can see Harper Hall delivering a nice ball to her.
Kennedy Patterson, a transfer from Pepperdine. Spent a couple of years there, leads the Sooners in blocks coming into this match, and that one dumped down again by Lazovic.
Lazovic is so crafty and has that offensive mind as a setter to put that ball away. It all started with a great pass by Klein. Look at that pass. She has the option to dump, but she also has the option to set, so just a perfect pass.
Lazovic has 5 kills. That's her third dump of the night, as they call it. Not sure I like that term, but we'll go with it. Barnes strikes again. 7 kills for the Sooner freshman.
And Takoa Barnes continuing to be an offensive weapon so far in this match at the net. It's right in the middle of that seam in the block.
I mean, that arm swing is quick. Gaels go to Bain, and she comes through.
And, I mean, St. Mary's, that pass was right on the money by Klein. You can see the OU's targeting Klein, but Klein so far is being able to handle the ball. And then a nice delivery from Lazovic to Bain on the outside.
It's been the difference for St. Mary's, has been that passing. You watch some of their first few matches of the year, it's been up and down. Tonight, it's been good. Burgess, Gaels got a tip on that one. Pearson comes up with it, and the Sooner block is out of bounds. So another kill for Maya Allen. That's her 6th.
And what about Maya Allen, the freshman for St. Mary's, just putting on a clinic at the net, using that block. She's undersized, right? So when she's going up against a huge block, she has to be small. She has to be really crafty, use the block as much as she can, and she does that.
Burgess rips one. It goes off the hand of Pearson, but she got just enough of it. Gibson, well placed, right in front of the diving Pearson. And Bush is able to come through with the Sooner kill.
And that ball went straight down the line.
Back to the service line. Now goes Bush. Having a good night. Skips the tape. Alert play to take it by Pete. What a dig from Frega. Burgess blocked it, but it went wide. And so give the kill to Kealoha.
And just using that huge block by the Sooners. Sooners put up such a huge block. But St. Mary's being really smart with their decisions on what they need to do.
Kealoha's from Hilo, Hawaii. Was a middle, has moved outside, and now back to the middle. Shelton rips wide. Was there a touch? There was not. And St. Mary's has won 4 straight points to take their largest lead of the night.
And you mentioned Kealoha making that move. Chad, that is not easy. You're talking about tempos of sets. So different.
Got a piece of that swing by Barnes as Scouten touched it. Bain dug by Frega, but out it goes. St. Mary's opening up a 4-point lead now.
Good dig by Frega. I think there's a little miscommunication on who was going to get that second ball. Huge hit down the line by Bain. She crushed it. And just miscommunication. I think Mega couldn't get to the ball.
Gaels got a piece of that swing by Shelton. St. Mary's stays active and alive. A set from Mega and point Sooners. That one hit. Went off the antenna over there on the far side. And Oklahoma gets a much needed side out.
Yeah, and Alexis Shelton just powering that through that block. Straight down.
6 kills for Alexis Shelton. And here's Tacoa Barnes on the service line. Rips that one across, but what a pass that was by Pete. And St. Mary's able to take a 15-11 lead. Bain.
Yeah, what about that pass by Pete to keep that ball alive? And the rundown, and then Genevieve Bain to put that ball away for St. Mary's.
And now Bain serves it. Shelton mishandles it. Frega able to keep it alive for Shelton. That kill by Scouten. 16-11 St. Mary's, and Oklahoma going to take another timeout. The Gaels blowing through McCaslin Fieldhouse after losing the opening set. They lead by 5 in set number 2, trying to even things up on this Friday. So Oklahoma once again attempting to kind of stem this tide. What adjustments, what do you see? What has St. Mary's done, first of all, to be so much more effective? Because honestly, this started in the final few points of the first set.
Absolutely. And really, what they started to do was play Big D. They were playing amazing defense at the net and behind the block. They're picking up everything, and that's all starting with Elena Pearson for the Gaels. 13 digs, Chad, and we're not even through for the second set. That's huge numbers. That's been a huge part of it. OU right now, they just need to take a breath, because St. Mary's is taking that momentum little by little. They have it right now, and OU just needs to take a breath. That's what this timeout is for, and to go back and play their game, play their style.
Oklahoma, the All-American Alexis Shelton, she has 6 kills, but she's been targeted 16 times, and it seems like the St. Mary's block has been present against her for the better part of this second set.
And that's been a huge adjustment. At the start of the second set, they only had 1 block. Now they have 3. OU still has that 1 block. So Sooners need to play bigger defense from the net and behind, and just picking up balls. Defense is momentum.
You see those blocking numbers. Oklahoma without a block here in set number 2. Momentum on the side of St. Mary's, and Genevieve Bain is back on the service line. Burgess. So KJ Burgess strikes for the Sooners. More involvement from the 2 middles, Burgess and Patterson, here in this second set.
And we got to give credit to Whitney Wallace for that pass. Putting that ball right on Mega so she could deliver that perfect ball right to Burgess.
Whitney Wallace in there, and she's going to remain in there. Sophomore from Los Gatos, California. Saw her start 18 times a season ago for the Sooners. This one tipped right through the middle by Scouten to drop it home. And Scouten just found the empty spot, put the ball there.
That's exactly right. They are just using every piece of that court and just finding those open seams, open spots, and putting the ball right there.
Allen served, skipped the tape. Shelton a big swing. Klein was able to get a piece of that. There's Bain with another kill. As that one bounds off Harper Hall and out of bounds.
And it all started with that slowdown by Klein at the net on Alexis Shelton. She didn't block it straight down, Chad, but even when you get a touch on the block, that counts because it slows that ball down, allows your team to dig the ball. Block doesn't count as your touch.
Overpass. Shelton able to pop it into the air. Now Gibson to the back. Bain got a piece of it. Gibson down the line this time, but Allen was there. Kind of a joust there, and it's out of bounds off of Oklahoma's block. Sooners got the touch, it hit the tape, and then went wide. 19-12 Gaels.
And Clarissa Klein was just a little late for that ball, and so that's all she could do. See here how she just sees it, and she just uses Alexis Shelton's hands, pushes it out of bounds.
An ace, a rocket hammered down by Maya Allen. And the Gaels are in control here in set number 2. They've won 9 of the last 11 points in this set. Allen, this one long. And the Sooners need a service run. We'll see if Alexis Shelton can provide it. Oklahoma subs Bush back into the front row. She's up there with Gibson and Patterson. And just mishandled there. Looked like fairly routine, but an ace for Alexis Shelton as Pearson, who's been so steady all night, just didn't come up with that.
Yeah, she just gave up on the ball at the last second. Got to stick with it. Finish the pass.
Again, Pearson, she comes up with this one, and a big block by Gibson, but what a dig by Pearson.
Yeah.
Still it goes wide.
Nice little point run from Alexis Shelton from the service line.
3 straight Sooner points to scratch back into this second set, necessitating a Tyler Hildebrand timeout. The Gaels still on top 20-15. St. Mary's headed by Tyler Hildebrand. He was associate head coach at USC in 2024 and was on staff at Nebraska. That NCAA championship they won in 2017 with the now retired John Cook, who's been a mentor. Told him that media is very important. They've made their media day and all things associated with that much more important for the players. And he said Randy Bennett, who's the St. Mary's very successful men's basketball coach, who's also from the Mesa area out there in California, that the two of them have hit it off.
Yeah, Coach Hildebrand is not only just working on the volleyball aspects of a program, he's working on all the things of the program, and it takes time, but him and his staff are really putting in the effort to make it special for his team.
Alexis Shelton patiently.
That's a huge difference. When you make that 15 kill mark in a set, more than likely you're in a good spot to win the set. Sooners 8 kills, hitting 185 in the second set.
And that's after Oklahoma just powered through the first set with 16 kills. They have only 8 here in set number 2. Shelton, another serve to Pearson. Sooners get a piece of that swing by Klein. Shelton chased it down. Bush plays it over. Bain from the back row. Joust will be tipped up here by Bush. Bush loops that one down. Look at that swing, kind of just over the top.
It's the no-look tip. She wasn't
exactly.
even look. Let's get a look at it again. Just puts it right down the line. Love it.
Good run here on Shelton's serve. She's won 3 straight points. Right there on the backside of the block was Harper Hall. Bush off the block. It is dug out. Flying save by Frega. Shelton just tipped it, and it lands, and Oklahoma starting to roll.
Tempo a little off between Harper Hall and Alexis Shelton, but with that, Alexis Shelton, her athleticism, she just hung in the air and got it at the last second.
But there's the error on the back line that ends what was a 4-point service run and 5 points overall for the Sooners.
Yeah, really good communication by St. Mary's calling that ball out of bounds.
So 21-17 Gaels. Castellan will serve. Little timing off there that time. Patterson didn't get a clean hit. Bush down the line. Push to the back row. Good save that time by Frega. And Bush in the back right corner. Sooners have won 6 of 7 points now.
That's such a hard ball to defend, that deep corner shot. But what a huge up by Frega. And then Bush puts that ball deep corner. That's so hard.
Sydney Thompson in to serve it for the Sooners. Dump, but that'll land.
And another kill by Lazovic for the Gaels.
Lazovic now 7 kills. In fact, she leads St. Mary's in kills.
And it's so important, Chad, because now the Sooner block has to honor her, so that opens it up for her pin hitters.
And now Lazovic goes to serve. The Gaels up 4 points. Off the tape, there was no touch, and it's wide. And St. Mary's 2 points away from taking set number 2.
Bain wanted it, but good heads-up play by her at the last second to let that ball go long.
Ivana Lazovic targeting Shelton. Barnes hits through the block, and down it goes.
And Takoa Barnes just adding another kill, leading the Sooner offense tonight.
8 kills and 10 targets for the talented Sooner freshman from Boynton Beach, Florida. Avea Mega. Overpassed and taken care of by Bush.
Yeah, and there's that another tough serve, creating that overpass. Credit to Imani Bush, put that ball down.
Looks like St. Mary's is going to take a timeout. Oklahoma starting to threaten here. So Tyler Hildebrand takes a TO. His team trying to even things up at 1 set apiece.
Yeah, and head coach Hildebrand definitely wants to slow down this run. They need this set, no doubt about it. They've worked really hard, so they want to finish strong in this second set.
Oklahoma easily won the opening set 25-21, and St. Mary's racing out. They were up 20-12 in this set. Oklahoma's kind of found its footing, started to get back into it. Sooner huddles are very player driven, you know, players talking to each other, working things out. Aaron Mansfield and Sooner assistant coach Brian Thornton will kind of intervene, step in, and just let the players figure it out for the large part.
Yeah, exactly. And that was what was neat to see against Florida State. They figured it out.
So Mega will serve it again for the Sooners. Bain off the Sooner block, down, and set point. Genevieve Bain.
Lazovic is so talented for the Gaels. I mean, she had her knees on the floor, and she was putting that in-system ball to Genevieve Bain.
And on set point, Natalie Pete to try to make it one set apiece. A little behind Barnes, and St. Mary's has evened it up by taking set number 2, 25-20. It is a set apiece. The Gaels have changed things. We'll go to the third set at McCaslin Fieldhouse in Norman when we return on SEC Network. Assists, but she has 7 kills in 2 sets, Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been phenomenal. It's so important. She's putting herself in a position to score. Also give credit to the passers. But the Sooners have to honor her as an offensive weapon at the net.
Yes, they do. St. Mary's tonight hitting at a clip of 303. For the season, they hit 147. So super high offensive clip. And a lot of that has been the setting of Lazovic. And St. Mary's, they were unfortunately in a bind at the setter spot. They have Haley Garcia, but she suffered an ACL injury in training in spring. Her 3rd year in the program, she was going to be the setter. They made some contacts overseas and found Ivana Lazovic, and what a find she has been.
Absolutely, and you can see that she's just starting to gel with the team. We're seeing it unfold right now in preseason, and that's what preseason is all about.
So we'll see if Oklahoma responds. Bush with that jump serve. Pearson's had a good night on the digs. That one goes off the Sooner block. Fraga tried to save it, but could not, and it's one apiece.
And Klein just putting the power on the ball, driving that ball through the Sooner block.
So here's Natalie Pete back to serve it for St. Mary's. Mega the set. Burgess pumps one down. KJ Burgess strikes.
Yeah, when the Sooners get a perfect pass from Imani Bush, you see the pass in the Mega to KJ Burgess. I mean, it is so hard to defend. You can see she was one-on-one with St. Mary's blocker.
Takoa Barnes serves. Just a rocket, but Allen is there with a clean pass. That one is tipped down by Alexis Shelton.
Yeah, just a bad, not a great set by Lazovic. And she tells Genevieve Bain, that's my fault. But what a pass by Maya Allen.
I mean, your wrists will be battered and bruised taking these serves from Takoa Barnes. But that's 4 service errors as well. Risk reward for Takoa Barnes back there as she checks out. 3-2. Oklahoma on top, and Pearson is back to serve it. Double transfer was at Texas A&M NCAA tournament team in 2023. Then last year, limited playing time at Missouri. As Kelly Jo Burgess has her 2nd kill already here in the 3rd set.
Yeah, and credit to Mega finding her middle and KJ Burgess up and ready, delivering a quick attack. It's so hard to defend and super effective.
Harper Hall, one of the 2 Sooner centers, back to serve. Not a great pass that time, out of system. And Oklahoma with a chance here. Gibson dug out by Pearson. Bain, and the Sooners get a couple of touches on it. Shelton gets a clean swing blocked. Dug out by Fraga. Shelton again to the back. Beautifully placed as she rolls it just inside the line.
And just some miscommunication by St. Mary's, but credit to Alexis Shelton. Let's get a look at it again. Great up by Fraga to keep that ball alive. And then Alexis Shelton finds that baseline.
Overpass. It's a nice job to take care of it by Lazovic, but she was over. And so 6-2 Sooners. And now Tyler Hildebrand is questioning the down referee, Mike O'Connor, on this. What's this discussion,
So,
Kelly?
Lazovic is on the back row, and she appeared in what they called as she jumped and threw her hands up. She was off the net, but like she was blocking, and that is illegal because she is on the back row. And Coach Hildebrand is saying, well, she wasn't over the net, so that's what
you could see her keeping her hands
Yeah.
back as she jumped. Oklahoma block is there, but in the net was
Yeah.
Maya Allen on the swing. And now Oklahoma with a quick 7-2 start in set 3. And the Gaels will take a timeout.
And that's just a tight ball by Lazovic to the outside of Maya Allen. She tried to get through her. You can see her momentum right there. Just gets her right in the net.
One set apiece, 7-2 Sooners here in set number 3 at McCaslin Fieldhouse on SEC Network. And 4 straight points, necessitating a timeout for Tyler Hildebrand as Oklahoma tries to retake control. What have they done to start this third set so far?
Yeah, I think they just regrouped after that second set. It's all starting from the service line, putting pressure offensively as well.
Harper Hall back to serve it. Kind of floats this one back toward Allen. Bain gets a clean swing, but the Sooners block it. Patterson plays it up and gets a touch, but the set was low and the ball into the net.
Yeah, you called it, Chad. Just the set was too low. When you're running such a fast route like that Kennedy Patterson is running, it's hard to make that adjustment. It is her job to make that adjustment, but it's a really hard thing to do.
You know, Patterson is new, as are the 2 Sooner setters. Timing still in progress, as was evidenced there again.
Yeah, and Coach Mansfield told us about that this morning, is that's been her adjustment. That's what she's been working on since she's been on campus, is just the speed of the game here at OU and in the SEC, just a little bit faster. She's having to work on that and to adjust in the system.
Gibson rolls this one wide. So 3 straight points now for St. Mary's. The timeout was a good one for the Gaels.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bain will go back to serve it. Somehow swept across by Shelton to keep it in play. Pearson with the set this time, and Allen goes cross court into the back right corner for another kill.
And that is such a huge hit by Maya Allen, the freshman for St. Mary's, up against a huge triple block, Chad, and she sees it and she goes right to that angle. Look again, right here, triple block, and she goes hard right and just cuts it.
But when Oklahoma needs an answer, they go to the All-American Alexis Shelton. She drives home her 10th kill of this match already and goes back to serve.
Alexis Shelton is so consistent for the Sooners. She has been, and she continues to be that player.
Tight set, and that one is dunked home. Gibson is there with Patterson for the Sooners.
Looks like we're going to get a challenge, possibly. I'm guessing Coach Hildebrand saying that the Sooners were in the net.
And I think he might be saying, I'm trying to lip read and I'm not very good at it, so I should just stay away from it. I think he was wanting the referees to get together so he didn't have to use his challenge. He felt like it was obvious.
Yeah.
But he will challenge, and we'll see if it's overturned. So the call was...
St. Mary's is challenging that there was a net fault on the play. The original call was no net fault.
That is the voice of Mike O'Connor, who now has the task of adjudicating this play. In a sport that is fast and physical, to have to slow it down for a moment and figure these things out is not an enviable task.
No, definitely not. But since we've been doing this, Chad, the technology has changed rapidly. It's making it so much better, so much more faster, more efficient.
And the SEC having the Hawkeye, there are views, and some of them we are not even able to bring you on the broadcast, that they can see on the VR video review over there at tableside. Here's what we're looking at, the net cam.
I think that was the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you can see Gibson right there. That's perfection right there. Patterson is off the net, so.
Yeah, that's the ball.
Call on the court is confirmed. No net fault. St. Mary's will lose the challenge.
So one challenge remaining for the Gaels. You know, your point a moment ago about Allen, she's 5'9", and she's going up against, at times, a triple block with players who can touch 10.5 feet.
Yeah. And as a freshman, I mean, she's just going for it. And that's what they need. That's what St. Mary's needs, someone that's going to score some points.
Here's Shelton. Good pass that time initially, and right into the Sooner block, a kill for Scouten.
And that all started with the pass of Natalie Pete. The DS for St. Mary's, just putting a great pass right on the money so Lazovic can do her job.
Here's Allen. Long with that serve. Wisely played by Bush back there on the Sooner back. 10-7 Oklahoma. That's another thing St. Mary's has cleaned up, has been the service errors, but that one cost them.
Yeah.
And now here's Sydney Thompson. This is a rock of this program since Aaron Mansfield and his staff took over. She was already on the roster out of Booker T. Washington High School, but she has earned the right to be in there, especially on the service line. And what a dig by Alexis Shelton. A block, though, right in the middle of that thing. The Gaels get both Scouten and Lazovic involved.
And that's been a huge change in this match as we go. Look, that dig by Alexis Shelton is the block by St. Mary's. They're putting some pressure, and they started that in that second set from the net.
And there's a service error, or ace, I should say, from Bain. I beg your pardon. That's not Bain back there. That's Castellan.
And no doubt, targeting. They continue to target Imani Bush.
Barnes rolls this one across, and the perfect spot as it goes off Castellan and out of bounds.
Huge kill by Takoa Barnes. That ball was really hard to hit, and she got a kill out of it, still leading the Sooners in kills.
That's 9 for Barnes. Burgess rotates back in, and into serve comes Avea Mega. Clean passing. Bain tips it, and down it goes. Frege was not quite able to get her hand underneath it.
What a smooth play by Lazovic.
11-10 as this third set has tightened up. Oklahoma led it 7-2 at one stage. One set apiece. Lazovic the serve to Frege. Bush, and Pearson is there. Ripped right down the seam by Maya Allen, and we're tied at 11.
The defense from the Gaels has been so impressive in sets 2 and now in this third set. And the freshman Maya Allen from the back row finding some court.
Lazovic to serve it again. To Shelton this time. Bush cross court, whips it. And that went off Lazovic and out of bounds. 12-11 Sooners now.
Good pass by the Sooners, in system ball.
Imani Bush just so mature and steady, wants to be a pro, and Aaron Mansfield said that was part of the recruitment of her, is we will help you hone your skills to play at the next level.
Yeah, and a lot of that is her playing back row.
There's Bain getting that tip and a kill to tie it at 12. Bain now leading St. Mary's with 9 kills. As you would expect, all West Coast Conference a season ago. Senior from Danville, California. Here's Natalie Pete on the service line. Mega the set. Burgess trying to drop that one in, but Pearson was there. Allen right at Frege. Shelton. And there was Lazovic. Now Bain into the Sooner block. Allen blocked again. Bain blocked. Punched wide, and the Sooner blocked too much. That's the defense you expect from Oklahoma.
Yeah, absolutely, and just steady blocking system for Oklahoma. And really credit to St. Mary's as well. Just kept recycling that ball, and Genevieve Bain just got it a little too hard to the backcourt, and it's hard to recover, but great job by the Sooner block.
Alexis Shelton on that one. Quick set in the middle for Kiloha that time. Gibson rips it across off the tape, and there was no touch. It goes wide.
And just wide. That was really close. But St. Mary's again still continuing to work, play some big D.
13 apiece in the third. The Pearson serve. And Gibson right into the block. Down it goes, and the Gaels lead it on the block by Scouten. 14-13, St. Mary's.
Yeah, and again, it's just that momentum with the defense. It all starts with the block.
Mega sets a little too tall, but Gibson's ability to just hang in the air makes up for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Her athleticism and her reach, she can just hang. Yeah, the timing was off. You mentioned it, Chad.
14 apiece, and Camille Gibson with her 6th kill. A little moisture on the floor that the Gaels are taking care of. Everybody gets a little breather. Who will grab the momentum here? This feels like a big point in the match as a whole. 14 apiece and 1 set apiece.
Yeah, who will break away and go on a scoring run?
Will it be on the serve of Harper Hall? Lazovic chases it down. What a great set, and another kill for Allen. So 15-14 St. Mary's.
When you put up a triple block, that takes away the left front coming off the net to play some defense. And so that's a lot of court for Frega to cover, and it's hard.
Allen now, 9 kills, tied for the team lead. Shelton responds. It seems like every time.
Yeah. Just waiting for that moment, either team to kind of break away and go on a scoring run here. But great set by Harper Hall.
And Shelton with the service error. 15-16, that is now 8 Oklahoma service errors. They have 2 aces. St. Mary's has 7 errors and 3 aces back on the line. 16-15 Gaels. Allen back there to serve it. And a rotation up front. Gracie Vose, who's a sophomore from Sisters, Oregon, is in.
And Coach Hildebrand just putting, I'm assuming, Vose in for a block, taking Lazovic out.
The dump, but a pancake by Pearson to keep it going. And then down off the hand of Klein. Wow.
What a great up by Pearson. Right now, St. Mary's doesn't have a setter on the court, and riding. Nice dump, but look at that dig by Pearson. She has been all over the court. That triple block, and Klein finds it, just puts it right over the block.
17-15 St. Mary's here in set number 3.
Elena Pearson, 19 digs, Chad, in this third set. We're looking, she's on pace to get 30. She continues to do what she's doing now. Pretty impressive.
St. Mary's coach Tyler Hildebrand was talking about Pearson. She was physically ill in their matches down in Waco, like during the match. But she has been a key addition. Double transfers, we said, from First Texas A&M and then Missouri, but she's from the Kansas City area, Blue Valley Northwest High School. And Vivian Parker coming in as well. She's out of Aledo, Texas. Haven't seen Parker tonight. And then the injury to thrower, who's been out with an ankle injury against Northwestern. Expect her to be out a couple of weeks, but they will get her back, and she'll be a part of that middle rotation that they'll have up front.
And Coach is really excited to have her part of the program. And
so now how does Oklahoma adjust?
Oklahoma needs a good pass right here so they can run their offense. Also recognizing that St. Mary's does not have a setter on the court. So they have to put up a pretty big block. Expecting the middle is probably going to set it, so it's going to be a pin ball, a high ball, either to the outside or to the right side, and put up a huge block to get a side out.
Maya Allen having a great night. 9 kills, 5 digs. And she offers up another serve, targeting Bush. Well, it didn't look like it was completely in system, but it worked out.
Yeah.
And Bush is able to get her 8th kill.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you get a good pass. Lazovic back in for St. Mary's.
And here's Sydney Thompson. Had a good run of 4 straight service points won in the first set for the Sooners. There was moisture again out on the floor on the St. Mary's side, so taking a moment to get that taken care of. Not going to ice Sydney Thompson. She's a veteran. Drops it right through to Pearson. Well, that was a tight pass. Bain comes flying in and drills one right down the middle.
But again, Chad, you mentioned that pass by Pearson, and then Lazovic putting that ball in system to the back row, and Genevieve Bain get another good look at that set. And then you can see the block jumped with Lazovic, right? Because she was in the front row. That's what establishing her offense in the middle of the first 2 sets. The Sooners had to honor her and blocked, right? She sets back row to Genevieve Bain. Bain puts it away.
That is the 8th serving error against the Gaels tonight, and it gives it back to Oklahoma. St. Mary's leading 18-17. And Avea Mega will go back and serve it.
And Lazovic back in the game for St. Mary's.
Neither team has won more than 2 points in a row since it was 8-6 in favor of St. Mary's earlier. No huge runs. Bain goes off the block and out of bounds.
And what about those back-to-back kills for Genevieve Bain in the back row?
In 1917, St. Mary's. Lazovic will serve. Mega to Burgess, who rips one. Lazovic was right there but couldn't handle it.
I mean, that combination, when the Sooners get a good pass, credit to Alexis Shelton, Mega and KJ Burgess, I mean, it is unstoppable. She hasn't been blocked running that route at all tonight.
Now Bush the serve. Lazovic to Bain, and another one is down. They're just riding Bain here in the latter stages of this set.
Yeah, just impressed by Lazovic and her set. That in-system ball, she was all the way to the right back corner, Chad, and she pushed that ball across court.
And Lazovic did not even get to campus until late July. And we talked about the injury the Gaels had to Haley Garcia at the center spot. Here's Natalie Pete. Well, that was a tough pass that time, but well done by Bush. And she wins the point for the Sooners with a kind of a wry smile on her face.
Yeah, and that's because not a great pass, but yeah, you're going to take it for sure, get a good side out. And unfortunate for St. Mary's, because that was a really good serve. That was a tough serve targeting Imani Bush. you definitely want to convert on those balls that come over to the net.
So here's Tacoa Barnes. Just a rocket. What a pass by Allen just to get that one. Shelton is dug out by Pearson. This set is going to be by Barnes to Shelton. It doesn't seem to matter who passes to Shelton. She knows what to do with it.
Absolutely, getting her 12th kill for the evening. She's been unstoppable. Let's get another look at it. Look at that set by Tacoa Barnes, right? That out-of-system ball.
That's right.
Just puts it high.
She served it and then got the assist on that kill. That one is long. Side out St. Mary's at 21-20 Gaels.
And we have yet to see Barnes kind of get into that service rhythm, right? On that first ball, she's been pretty good, and that's just that second serve, trying to find her rhythm.
So here's Pearson. Mega the set, and it was a little in front of Burgess. The Sooners will take that, though.
And Coach Hildebrand is a little frustrated by that because the block was finally there. The block is honoring her, and they just weren't pressed over, and so
they're a little off the net.
Yeah.
And down it came on the St. Mary's side. 21 apiece. Who wants this set?
But that combination between Mega and Burgess, I mean, just lethal.
Allen tips it through the block and down. It was a little off kilter, but it didn't matter. She got her left hand on it.
Yeah, that was an inside set, running what we call the rip, to try to split the block a little bit, some gap plays, and a little overset, so she had to get it with her left hand.
1 point lead St. Mary's. Shelton, I mean, that is lethal and fast.
Yeah, and you said it. Who are they going to go to in crunch time? They're going to go to Alexis Shelton, no doubt about it.
And now she serves. 13 kills for the All-American. Overpass and down to tie it at 22. Bush takes care of it. Sooners actually take a 23-22 lead and a timeout by St. Mary's.
Yeah, and that's a tough ball. That pass, little bit overpass, and Lazovic couldn't get it.
So timeout here, Tyler Hildebrand and St. Mary's. I mean, this has been a back and forth set, a back and forth night. Lazovic and Tyler Hildebrand kind of laughing about that exchange there.
Yeah, absolutely. And they were discussing what better option in that play for her to do. But right now, St. Mary's does need a side out. For sure, they don't want to give another point for a set point for the Sooners.
Hey, it's Alexis Shelton in those moments for Oklahoma. She's coming through with the kills. Now she's back on the service line. And yes, they have 4 very good pin hitters. Their middles are good. But in the moment, this is who you go to.
Yeah, absolutely. Alexis Shelton. She's been the go-to player for the Sooners. She has a good supporting cast this year, but they're still finding her all over the court, giving her balls, and she's scoring. Look at that block.
And remember, with this Oklahoma team, they went to the second round of the NCAA tournament a year ago, but they lost a starting excellent setter in Peyton Chamberlain, a 4-year very good libero in Kali Kimoa. And so you don't just automatically replace 2 players of that caliber to plug in with Alexis Shelton and the others.
Yeah, you look at the best teams in the country, you look at the setter, you look at the libero. Those 2 positions are key to success. And tonight, actually, we're seeing some really good setters and liberos for both teams.
It's just new.
Yeah.
Both ways. Shelton skims the tape with that one. Big block put up front. Scouten was there. This one tipped by Bush, and down it goes, and the Sooners have set points.
And Imani Bush is so crafty. Right hand, left-handed, doesn't matter. The no look. She just puts that ball straight down.
Imani Bush is the second Sooner into double-digit kills. Set point. And Alexis Shelton has won 3 straight on her serve. That one is long. It's still set point for Oklahoma, but the serve goes to St. Mary's.
Yeah, big moment for St. Mary's to take care of the ball And guess who's going to serve, Chad? It's Maya Allen.
But she's not going to serve before a timeout to try to ice her.
Right. She has a little bit more time to think about her serve. The freshman for the Gaels, who's having really a phenomenal night.
Tyler Hildebrand talking it over with the freshman who's about to serve with set point against. She's had a good night, as you said, Kelly. She's got 10 kills and 5 digs, but she will be back there to try to extend set number 3. Oklahoma won the first 25-21. St. Mary's won set number 2 25-20, and we get to do this all over again tomorrow night.
Absolutely. It's going to be great. And anytime that you can play a team back to back, right, those little adjustments. Tomorrow morning they'll talk about it. What do we need to do? So it's just set up for it. This has been great tonight. So I mean, looking forward to tomorrow night already, but we got to finish right here. Which team is going to take away? And you know, right now for St. Mary's, tough serve by Maya Allen, right? Needs that ball to go over and in, and then allow St. Mary's block to put up a block against the weapons on for the OU Sooners. Can they get a block and or a dig to then convert into a kill?
Set point Oklahoma to go up 2 sets to 1, and Maya Allen will serve. In system, the Sooners. What a dig by Pearson, but it's not enough. Bush comes up big for Oklahoma to close it out, and a 2 sets to 1 Sooner advantage.
Just almost had it. That dig by Pearson, that was huge, but credit to Imani Bush to put that ball away.
Sooners with a 2 sets to 1 lead. Into what we saw in between sets at McCaslin Fieldhouse. Oklahoma still leads in total kills, but both teams are hitting at a very effective clip tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And Oklahoma 19 kills, Chad, in that third set, hitting over 300. I think that's what the difference maker was, right? In that third set, the offense.
Oklahoma terminates points. They just do.
Yeah.
And think about that. 19 kills in that set, and it was still up for grabs at the end.
And I think that on the flip side of the coin, it's the St. Mary's defense that is keeping them in this game.
You see other matches around the SEC tonight. Good one between Missouri and TCU that's just getting started down in Fort Worth. And, of course, we're coming off the event this past week, showdown at the net. St. Mary's gets the first point of set number 4. Nice. Texas has a couple of big wins. They beat 4th-ranked Louisville the other night. They've got a win over number 6 Stanford this year as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Both matches going to the 5th set and just going off. Texas coming down and to finish both matches.
13 kills for Bain. And here's Natalie Pete, who's been in there to serve. Bush. Sooners are out of system here, and Bush will have to just play it across. Bain, great dig by Alexis Shelton. What a pass that was. Barnes off the block. That one went around the outside of the antenna, I believe.
Wow, what the hustle play by the Gaels to keep that ball alive. I mean, they almost had it, Chad, inside the antennas.
And we'll see here that it...
I mean, look at that dig.
It did go around the antenna.
Yeah.
On the outside.
Yeah, you got to keep the ball inside the antenna. Anything outside is out.
Bush's jump serve hits the tape, and an error. So 2-1 St. Mary's. Imani Bush having a very good night. 3 Sooners now in double-digit kills. Shelton 13, Bush 12, and Barnes has 10. Going to see that a lot from this Sooner team, though. Shelton way up high to tip that one across, and Lazovic was there. Here's Bain ripping to the back and in.
Genevieve Bain for the Gaels. Already 2 kills in this set alone.
She leads all attackers with 14 kills in this match. Pearson's serve And there's Bush, a little tight pass. Burgess has to tap it across. Lazovic the set. Allen got blocked. And that one, Sooners fortunate to come up with it. Allen blocked. Triple block right into the arms of Schouten, who was defenseless.
And she was a little too high in her coverage, and she just kind of couldn't do anything with that ball. Nice set to the pin, though, to Maya Allen. And again, that's a hard thing to do, to hit against that triple block.
Barnes into the net. 4-2 St. Mary's. They'll keep working on it. Once again, she's only been doing that for a little over a month.
Yeah, she'll find her rhythm.
Bain targeting Shelton with this one. Shelton rips. Pearson got a piece of it. And Allen plays it over. Back to Shelton, tipping it over the block and in. The set was a little off. No problem for Alexis Shelton.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like that she changed it, right? She recognized, she hit that first ball down the line to Pearson. Pearson got that dig with one hand. And then Alexis Shelton was like, okay, well, what about my tip? And you can see right here, change up. And she got her.
She's just up in the air. She doesn't really jump or fly. She orbits.
Yeah, right?
Allen got blocked up front. Patterson in the middle for the Sooners. Tipped off of Shelton. That was a nice play by Schouten.
It was a really nice play by Lazovic, because she recognized that triple block. Alexis Shelton didn't have time to get back, and so she shot that ball back to the pen to Schouten. Smart.
Nobody over there on that side.
Well, Alexis Shelton, she got there, but she just wasn't established, right? She didn't have her hands up, and she wasn't strong.
And Allen's serve is long. Oklahoma serving at 4-5, and it goes back to Shelton. Shelton really closed that second set. She got a kill, then got back to the service line and got on a run to put the Sooners ahead. They eventually won it.
Just nice and steady.
Bain from the back row. This set by Frega. Now the Sooners more in system. But Gibson got blocked. And there's Schouten.
Yeah, good job by Klein also to shift over, recognizing that set was inside the net. It was really hard angle for Camille Gibson. You'll see again here. See, it's inside. It's a really hard ball for Gibson to get around, but credit to the Gaels block.
Six blocks for the Gaels tonight. The Sooners have 5. And here's Castellan. Shelton drills that one. In system, slammed home. 15 kills.
In system, back row attack. And look at the set. It's so low, actually. Alexis Shelton has to be up and ready for that ball. You can see they're working on that connection.
Sadie Thompson serves. Good serve. Allen got a piece of it. But what a swing by Clarissa Klein. Out of system, just keeping it alive, and Klein thumped it home.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big time hit. That out of system ball. You're right, Chad. That takes a lot of patience. You can see here, tough ball. Look at that set by Pearson all the way to the outside. I mean, Elena Pearson, she is on fire tonight for St. Mary's.
Pounded down by Barnes.
I mean, this match has delivered, Chad. Exciting.
It's high offense tonight.
Absolutely.
Avea Mega back to the service line for the Sooners. In a 1-point set, Oklahoma leads 2-1. And another by Klein.
What a pass, too. Chad, she passed the ball. So she passed a perfect ball. And Lazovic targeted her in that back set so quick. That's textbook right there. Look at that transition. She's up and ready. Splits the block.
Honorable mention all conference last year. Clarissa Klein, redshirt junior from Sherwood, Oregon. Mega up to set this one for Barnes, who hit that one long.
Just long, and that's an out-of-system ball. Again, Chad, it's really hard for pin hitters. That's their job. They're going to get those balls a lot. Got to be patient. I think she was going for hands just a little too high.
Here's Pete again. Frege with the pass, and there's Bush off of the attempted dig, and out of bounds it goes.
And really, that all started, that made that happen, was that connection between Burgess and Mega in that third set. And so it opened up that line for Imani Bush to deliver the ball, get the kill.
Bush hitting at a 393 clip. Allen hits through the triple block, and it goes out off the Sooner block. And Allen now with 11 kills.
Yeah, my Allen, she's just been on fire as well. But again, Chad, I keep mentioning it, and I think this has been a key factor for them. But Elena Pearson putting that ball right on the money. That out-of-system ball, she put it in system with her set.
Shelton hits it off the block. Pearson flies in to save it. Allen rolls it back to Frege. And here's Bush. Pearson with another dig. Allen through the block again. It goes down.
Again, Pearson, back-to-back digs. Chad, in that rally, to keep that ball alive, and that's going to frustrate your offense. And then finding the moment in the freshman Maya Allen to put that ball away.
11-7 St. Mary's trying to even it up at 2 sets apiece. And an ace nearly. Shelton was able to get it over, though. Bain swipes that one, and it goes wide. No touch.
I think Coach Hildebrand wanted a throw, legal contact, talking to the down ref.
Let's see if Barnes can put it together. She does. Little overpass there. Bain will just play it over. Burgess drops one down from the middle.
Again, I know I've been mentioning it a lot, but it's so important. KJ Burgess and Mega, her eighth kill of the night. She has 0 errors, Chad. So when she gets the ball, she's putting it away.
One serve home by Barnes. And this one into the net. Sooners 13 service errors. Barnes has got 7. 12-9 St. Mary's. And here's Bain. Nice little dig there by Frege. Off the block, it's Gibson getting that one.
Yeah, Frege with that pass was key. Put that ball right on the money. Mega had 3 options to go to. Targeted Gibson.
Frege, the Fresno State transfer. With Oklahoma's lineup, she can be in there all 6 rotations. It's really the speed and quickness, Aaron Mansfield has said, that's made her so effective.
Yeah, and she's covering the court. She's playing at a high level.
Bain rocketing in from the back. 15 kills for Bain.
And she is having a stellar night offensively. Look at this set by Lazovic.
Lazovic with 34 assists on the night and an ace from Allen. St. Mary's leads 14-10.
St. Mary's is just not going away.
Miscommunication this time, and another ace by Allen.
Back-to-back aces for my Allen.
Timeout Oklahoma. St. Mary's a 5-point lead, trying to even this one at 2 sets apiece.
Chad, she might just get her 30 digs.
Oklahoma found answers in set number 3. Can they find him here in the 4th set? Sooners rallied back to win that one. Shelton blocked, played back over. Gibson the other way. Right side, left side. The Sooners have pins on either side.
Absolutely. Gibson getting her 8th kill for the night.
Camille Gibson's 2nd season at Oklahoma, transferred from Tennessee prior to last year. Nearly 230 kills last year as a sophomore. And then the error. That is 14 Oklahoma service errors. And as we said with St. Mary's, that's an area they cleaned up. I believe 5 of their service errors were in the first set. They've only had 4 sets. Dropped across for Shelton. Bush, cross court, whips it home.
What a swing by Imani Bush. But credit to Harper Hall. Just a beautiful set. Oof. That was close.
14 kills now for Bush. Harper Hall's got 21 assists. Bain tips it over the block. Shelton saves it. Barnes trying to tap at the back row, but there was Bain. Shelton somehow swatted that one. There's Pearson. Sooner block. Shelton again. Barnes off the block and out it goes. Alexa Shelton. What defense on the back row from the Sooner star.
Huge, and that's what creates momentum, and that's what's going to win sets and matches. Alexis Shelton, unstoppable on the back row. That's what she needs to do for this team. And look what the momentum it creates, the excitement. That hustle play is huge.
Barnes able to thump home her 12th kill, and a timeout here taken by St. Mary's. What ebbs and flows to this match tonight. Alexis Shelton, 5 digs now to go along with 15 kills, hitting at a .343 clip. She's got a couple of blocks as well.
Yeah, nice and steady. Just doing her job, but doing it at a high, high level.
There's not as much on her shoulders with all of the hitters and talent around her, but this team knows where to go when sets and matches hang in the balance.
And I think that's a great point, Chad, because it allows her to focus on defense, right? She has to defend. She has to play back row first. You have to defend before you can hit. And so she knows that if she defends, someone else is going to put the ball away up front.
All-American, first team All-SEC last year was Alexis Shelton out of Charlotte, Kell High School. Bain has been the major target, as you would imagine. Also first team All-Conference for St. Mary's last year in the West Coast Conference. 15 kills for her, and she's hitting at a .343 clip with 3 digs and a block.
Yeah, and a lot of those kills are coming from the back row. Lazovic, you can see, loves to run her from the back row. They're doing it a lot. She's currently on the back row, so are they going to try to set her again to get a side out?
Sydney Thompson for Oklahoma. Pearson a clean pass that time, in system, but the Sooner block is there. Pearson is holding her right arm. She is injured in the middle for the Sooners. Barnes takes care of the point, but Kennedy Pearson on that block just reached up and grabbed her right shoulder. And so the Sooners...
Her shoulder popped out.
Ada Owagu, freshman middle, will come in, but yeah, she'll get immediately attended to by Andy Pigeon, the Sooner trainer. But it happened right away. Let's look again.
She's okay.
Good serve there again by Thompson. Pearson has to play it across. Barnes tips it off the block, and now Barnes with 2 kills in a row.
Wow, what about that set by Harper Hall? delivered that ball so quickly, and that's something that she's been working on since she's gotten on campus, is just running a faster offense. And sure enough, she delivered a beautiful ball out to Barnes.
Here's Thompson again with the serve. Lazovic with a great set and drilled down the middle by Maya Allen. In system, on target set, and a 2-point lead for the Gaels.
Yeah, absolutely. What about Maya Allen tonight, Chad? She's just finding court space against this huge Sooner block.
Lazovic serve hit the tape. Shelton was able to get there. The Sooners won't be able to play it over, and it ends up as an ace for Lazovic.
Strong serve by Lazovic.
18-15 St. Mary's trying to force a fifth and deciding set. Barnes, this one is wide, and a 4-point advantage for the Gaels. Sooners take a timeout, so they continue to go to Barnes. She's been very good in this set, but a little wide that time.
Yeah, just wide. You just need to take a deep breath here.
14 kills for Tacoa Barnes. She and Bush both have 14. Shelton 15 to lead the way for Oklahoma. Mega and Harper Hall have combined for 46 assists. The two Sooner setters. The 6-2 system, it's a little different that the Sooners run now, and Oklahoma's system in general is a little different. What they do with their middles and some of the ways that they attack you. But you can only go as fast as your setters can handle, and tonight they've handled it quite well.
Yeah, I think so, and I think we're getting a good look with both teams in the systems, where the 5-1 with that St. Mary's is running, it just is a little bit smoother because you don't have so many substitutions. When you have a 6-2, you have a lot of personnel coming in and out, and at times it can potentially hurt your flow. Where the 5-1, you have a majority of the same players in, where your setter's setting from the back row and the front row. So in a 6-2, you have your hitter, you have 3 hitters in the front row at all times. Setters set from the back row. So they exchange with a front row player.
And Aaron Mansfield said it's not something that they recruited for. They just got these players on campus, and each team is different. You know, what's going to work best given what we have at our disposal.
Well, and when you have what we talked about at the beginning of the match, when you have the offensive weapons that OU has, you sit back and say, hey, then I'm keeping a hitter on the bench, right? So that's the tough one. And when you have really good setters, the Sooners do. And so using both, it kind of just makes sense, and that's what Aaron Mansfield was telling us today.
Lazovic factors in with a good serve that started that. 20-15 St. Mary's. They've won 4 straight points. Clean and in system. Bush tips it right into the block, and it is kept alive up there on the front row by Kealoha. To the back row and in for Bush. Good vision to see that back there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Harper Hall just doing back-to-back sets to Imani Bush.
And they continue to attend to Sooners' Kennedy Patterson, who got injured. And now KJ Burgess is back in at the middle spot up front for the Sooners. Mega's serve. Pearson will set this one for Bain. And that point goes to St. Mary's. Sooners in the net there.
No, I think
came down on the Oklahoma side.
Yeah, I think so. I think she snuck the ball in.
Looked like an optical illusion.
I know, and that's even Bain was sitting there like, wait, did that go over? See if we get a good look at it here. Yeah, sure enough. And you can see Imani Bush, she was off the net a little bit. And when you're off the net, if you're too far off the net, it leaves that space for the ball to kind of sneak through.
And there's an ace. St. Mary's closing in on tying this at 2 sets apiece. Natalie Pete mentioned she had 8 aces in a match last year, a record. for this St. Mary's program.
And Pete still trying to target Bush, right? Putting a little pressure on her to pass and hit. Bush is on the front row right now.
Gaels have won 6 of the last 7 points. Burgess takes care of that with the Sooners side out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You need a side out. If you get a good pass, that's what they're going to do. Mega and Burgess, that good connection.
And now Bush back to the service line. Just out of system there. It was a solid serve there by Bush,
yeah,
but
it was.
the pass was not great.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. You could see Pete, she was really fighting to kind of finish that ball. She was working really hard.
And Lazovic couldn't save it with the set. 22-18 now, St. Mary's. Bush with another. Driving serve that skimmed the tape. Lazovic the set, but it was off. Allen couldn't get to it. And now Bush's serving gives Oklahoma some momentum. Timeout, St. Mary's.
Yeah, and just a couple of miscues by Lazovic and her hitters these past 2 plays. And the Sooners getting some good points on the board.
There haven't been many miscues by Lazovic.
No, definitely not. She's playing a phenomenal game. But the Sooners capitalizing on those miscommunications.
3 straight points for Oklahoma here. 2 on the serve of Bush. And Oklahoma back within 22-19. Sooners won the opening set 25-21. St. Mary's won set number 2 25-20. And then Oklahoma responded 25-23. It's been very close sets. And this is no different. Same 2 teams will play tomorrow, 6 o'clock Central Time. And Amani Bush, now 15 kills. She's hitting at a .406 clip with 5 digs and a very important service run going.
Yeah, absolutely. It's go time for the Sooners. They really need to continue to close this gap. Sooners outscoring the Gaels 14 kills to 11 in this 4th set.
Who's going to take it home? Back to it we go. Bush has won 2 straight points with her serve. Oklahoma's won 3 straight points overall. Another solid serve, tight set for Lazovic. And Lazovic was in the net.
Well, that's a tough call. That's a tough call because the pass, it was a little high. They called her illegal back row attack.
Oh, they did. I thought they called her in the net.
But she sent the ball. That's tough. But credit to the Sooner defense and the block being up and ready.
Bush another. Good serve. Lazovic chased it down. Bain and a good pass there by Bush. Shelton strikes, and the Sooners have momentum.
Huge up by Imani Bush. And then Avea Mega, that beautiful set to Alexis Shelton.
5 straight Sooner points, 4 on the serve of Bush, who had an excellent pass in that rally. Targeting Pete with her serve. And down the line, but wide by Allen. We are tied at 22. So now the Sooners are starting to sense it.
Yeah, and that ball, that's a tough ball. That was really close, Chad, down the line, but it was wide.
St. Mary's led 22-16. 6 straight points for Oklahoma. 5 on Bush's serve. And that one is an ace for Bush.
And credit to Imani Bush. Recognizing that Miley Thunstrom coming in to the game and targeting her right away and getting an ace. But this run has been huge for the Sooners.
So Thunstrom came in, and now they'll have to rotate Pete back in there. And Bush has got it going. 7 straight points for Oklahoma. 6 on Bush's serve. But there's the error. And we're tied at 23.
And it's go time, right? Can the Gaels right now work hard for set point
Right now, it's who can win 2 straight points.
Yeah, and defense is going to be huge for St. Mary's. Right here, can they put up a block?
Burgess gives the Sooners a match point. That is indefensible.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt about it. You go to Burgess when you need a side out. They have not been able to stop her tonight, and now the Sooners have match point.
Resilient Oklahoma once trailed 22-16 in this set. They have match point. And it's Whitney Wallace in there. And Oklahoma wins it. An ace at match point by Wallace.
And the serve and pass for the Sooners in this 4th set was everything. Really taking care of the ball. Imani Bush going on that run from the service line. And then Whitney Wallace coming from the bench to deliver that ace. Really putting the pressure on St. Mary's serve receive.
Oklahoma wins 8 of the final 9 points, and they take it 3-1. We'll come back and visit with Imani Bush when we return on SEC Network.